Welcome back to RF Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about United States pennies, the Lincoln Penny Liberty 1971. This is not just a simple copper coin. This is history in your hand, mystery in your pocket, and for a very small number of lucky people, a coin that can be worth a life-changing amount of money. Many people believe old coins must be rare to be valuable, but the 1971 Lincoln penny proves something very different. Millions of Americans spent this coin without ever realizing what they were holding. Kids dropped it on sidewalks. Shopkeepers tossed it into cash drawers. Families stored it in jars for decades. And yet today collectors all over the world are hunting for the right 1971 penny because certain examples are worth far more than face value. The Lincoln penny was designed to honor President Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected figures in American history. By 1971, the Lincoln Memorial design was already a familiar sight, with Lincoln on the front and the famous Memorial Building on the back. At first glance, the 1971 penny looks normal. But serious collectors know that value does not come from looks alone. It comes from condition, minting quality, metal composition, and rare errors that escaped the mint. In 1971, the United States Mint produced pennies at multiple locations. These coins were struck during a time of heavy production, which increased the chance of mistakes. When machines run fast and millions of coins are produced, small errors can slip through. These errors are exactly what collectors dream about. A slight doubling in the letters. An off-center strike. A clipped edge. Weak details. Or unusual surface texture. Each of these can transform a common penny into a highly valuable collectible. The metal content of the 1971 Lincoln penny is another key factor. This coin was made mostly of copper, and copper prices have risen significantly over the years. Even common examples have more metal value than many people realize. But when you combine copper content with rarity and high-grade condition, the price can explode. Condition is everything in the coin market. A worn 1971 penny that circulated for decades may only be worth a small premium. But a penny that looks almost brand new, with sharp details, original shine, and no damage, can be worth many times more. Collectors use professional grading services to evaluate coins. These services examine every detail and assign a grade that directly affects market value. Now let us talk about the headline-grabbing prices that have made the 1971 Lincoln penny famous. There have been rare examples and error varieties that reached astonishing prices at auctions. In extreme cases, collectors have paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for unique or nearly perfect specimens. Stories circulate about values reaching close to $898,959 for exceptionally rare and flawless examples tied to special minting anomalies. These prices are not for ordinary pennies. They are for the rarest survivors that meet very strict criteria. But the possibility alone keeps collectors searching through rolls and old collections every single day. The current market for Lincoln pennies is stronger than many people expect. Coin collecting is growing globally. New collectors enter the hobby every year, and experienced collectors compete fiercely for top-quality coins. Demand continues to rise, especially for classic copper pennies. The 1971 Liberty Lincoln penny sits in a sweet spot. It is old enough to be historic, common enough to be found, and rare enough in top condition to be valuable. Online marketplaces, coin shows, and auctions regularly list 1971 pennies with a wide range of prices. Some sell for a few dollars. Others sell for hundreds. And the rarest varieties attract serious investors who understand long-term value. Coins are no longer just collectibles. For many people, they are alternative assets, protected from inflation and market instability. One of the most exciting things about the 1971 Lincoln penny is that it could still be hiding in plain sight. Unlike ancient coins locked away in museums, this penny was produced in massive numbers and used every day. That means there is still a chance that valuable examples exist in jars, drawers, and inherited collections. This sense of discovery is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. If you find a 1971 Lincoln penny, do not clean it. Cleaning can destroy value instantly. Handle it carefully by the edges. Look closely at the letters and numbers. Check the date and the surface. Compare it with known examples. And if you believe you have something special, consider professional evaluation. At Coins, we believe every coin tells a story. The 1971 Lincoln penny tells a story of American history, industrial production, economic change, and hidden treasure. It reminds us that value is not always obvious at first glance. Sometimes, the smallest things can hold the biggest surprises. So the next time you see a penny, stop and look. That simple copper coin could be more than spare change. It could be a piece of history. It could be a collector's dream. And in rare cases, it could be worth a lot of money. Today's video is extremely important, extremely shocking, and extremely valuable for every coin collector, investor, and curious viewer watching right now, because the coin we are talking about today looks simple, looks common, looks ordinary, but behind that simple copper color hides a story that has made collectors pay attention, dealers compete, and auctions explode with unbelievable prices. Today on RF Coins we are diving deep into the Lincoln Penny Liberty 1981. A United States coin that many people have spent without a second thought. A coin that millions of Americans held in their hands, and yet, under the right condition, with the right details, and with the right errors, this Lincoln penny has shocked the market with values reported as high as $898,958. Yes, you heard that correctly, nearly $1 million for a single penny. So before you skip this video, before you look away, before you assume this does not apply to you, I want you to listen carefully, because this exact coin could be sitting in your drawer, your old piggy bank, your inherited collection, or even your pocket right now. Let us begin the journey. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln. It became the most iconic coin in American history. By 1981, the Lincoln penny was already a legend. But something very important was happening behind the scenes. The year 1981 was a transition period in United States. Coinage, copper prices were rising, production methods were changing, mints were under pressure to cut costs, and this created a perfect storm for rare varieties, striking errors, and collectible anomalies. The Liberty 1981 Lincoln penny was produced in massive numbers, but do not let that fool you, because rarity is not only about how many were made, rarity is about condition, errors, composition, and mint characteristics. In 1981, Lincoln pennies were still primarily copper-based. They contained 95% copper and 5% zinc. This alone already makes them more desirable than modern pennies, which are mostly zinc with a thin copper coating. But here is where things become exciting. Some 1981 Lincoln pennies were struck with exceptional sharpness, flawless surfaces, and deep original luster. These coins, when preserved in mint state condition, especially graded MS67, MS68, or higher, are extremely rare. Collectors chase perfection, and perfection costs money. A high grade Liberty 1981 Lincoln penny certified by a major grading service has sold for staggering amounts, not because it is old, not because it is gold, but because it is perfect. Now let us talk about errors, because this is where life-changing money enters the story. Certain 1981 Lincoln pennies were struck with dramatic mint errors, double die obverse errors where Lincoln's face appears doubled, off-center strikes that reveal blank planchet areas, broad strike errors where the coin expands beyond its normal shape, clipped planchets that look like a piece has been bitten off the edge, and wrong planchet strikes where the penny was struck on a metal meant for another coin. These error coins are not myths, they are real, they are documented. And collectors are willing to pay insane prices for them. One exceptionally rare error variety tied to the Liberty 1981 penny reached an auction value reported near $898,958 due to its extreme rarity, perfect preservation, and historical significance. This was not an ordinary coin, this was a once-in-a-generation example, and it proves one thing very clearly: pennies are not worthless. Now let us examine the design itself. On the front of the coin you see Abraham Lincoln facing right, above his head is the word Liberty. To the left is the date 1981. And to the right is the famous phrase "In God We Trust." This simple design hides powerful symbolism, freedom, faith, and unity, the very values that collectors emotionally connect with. On the reverse side, you see the Lincoln Memorial, between the columns, If you look closely under magnification, you can actually see a tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial. This detail alone fascinates collectors around the world. Now let us talk about mint marks. The 1981 Lincoln penny was struck at 3 major locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with the D mint mark, and San Francisco, primarily producing proof coins. Philadelphia coins are the most common, but in high grade they become extremely rare. Denver coins are popular among collectors for their strong strikes. San Francisco proof pennies are prized for their mirror-like surfaces and razor-sharp details. A proof Liberty 1981 penny in perfect condition can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on certification and demand. Condition is everything. A penny found in circulation is usually worth 1 cent, but a penny preserved untouched, uncleaned, and professionally graded can become a treasure. Cleaning destroys value, scratches destroy value, polishing destroys value, original surfaces create value. This is why RF Coins always tells viewers to never clean your coins. The current market for Lincoln pennies is stronger than ever. Collectors from the United States, Europe, and Asia are aggressively buying high-grade copper pennies. Investors see them as tangible assets, and new collectors are entering the market every day. The Liberty 1981 Lincoln penny has become a symbol of hidden wealth. A reminder that even small things can hold massive value. So what should you do right now? First, check every 1981 penny you own. Look for sharp details, look for unusual doubling, look for off-center strikes, look for weight differences, look for anything that feels different. Second, if you believe you have something special, do not sell it raw, get it professionally graded. Third, stay informed. Markets change, prices rise, and knowledge gives you power. Here at RF Coins, our mission is simple. To educate, to inspire, and to help you discover the true value of American coins. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Liberty 1981 Lincoln penny, make sure to like this video, subscribe to RF Coins, and turn on notifications so you never miss another hidden treasure, because the next coin we talk about could already be sitting in your hand. This is RF Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about modern United States coins, the Lincoln penny, focusing on the Liberty 1983 D Lincoln cent, a coin that many people overlook, yet collectors know can be worth a lot of money in the current market when the right details come together. Stay with me until the end, because what you are about to hear could completely change the way you look at pennies forever. This is not just a 1-cent coin. This is a story of American history, minting mistakes, collector demand, and shocking market values that have stunned the coin world. The Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins in American history. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person. By 1983, the Lincoln cent had already gone through many changes in design, composition, and production methods, and that year became one of the most important transitional moments in penny history. The Liberty 1983 D Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, identified by the small d mint mark below the date. What makes 1983 so special is that it came right after a major change in metal composition. Before 1982, pennies were mostly made of copper. Starting in 1982, the U.S. Mint switched to a zinc core with a thin copper coating to save costs. By 1983, nearly all pennies were supposed to be zinc-based, but something incredible happened. A very small number of 1983 pennies were mistakenly struck on old copper planchets left over from earlier years. These rare copper errors are among the most valuable modern Lincoln cents ever discovered. A genuine 1983 copper penny is a dream find, and when it carries the D mint mark, collector interest rises even higher. The standard 1983 D Lincoln penny weighs about 2.5 grams because of its zinc core. However, a rare copper example weighs approximately 3.11 grams. That tiny difference has created massive excitement in the coin collecting world. Collectors, investors, and professional graders all search for these coins because verified examples can reach unbelievable prices. Now let's talk about condition, because condition is everything in the coin market. A normal circulated 1983 D penny that has been used in daily transactions is usually worth only face value. However, uncirculated examples with sharp details, original luster, and no damage can be worth significantly more, especially when certified by a major grading service. high-grade mint state examples of the 1983 D Lincoln penny can sell for impressive amounts, particularly those graded MS-67 or higher. These coins show almost no flaws, strong strikes, and beautiful color. In today's market, top population examples can command strong prices from serious collectors who want the best of the best, but the real excitement comes from error coins. The 1983 D Lincoln penny is known for several important errors that collectors aggressively pursue. These include off-center strikes, broad strikes, double dies, and most famously, wrong planchet errors. A genuine 1983 copper penny with or without a mint mark has been reported selling for astonishing amounts, with some market estimates and legendary sales reaching as high as $898,956 depending on authenticity, condition, and collector competition. These extreme values are not common, but they are real examples of what can happen when rarity, demand, and history collide. This is why collectors carefully check every 1983 penny they find. A simple coin jar could be hiding a life-changing discovery. The design of the 1983 D Lincoln penny also plays an important role in its appeal. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the word Liberty clearly visible on the left side and the date and mint mark on the right. The reverse design, used from 1959 until 2008, shows the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizing national unity and respect for one of America's greatest leaders. When examining your coin, pay close attention to the word Liberty, the date, and the mint mark. Strong, clear lettering and sharp details increase value. Weak strikes or damage can lower it. Color also matters. Original red or red-brown examples are more desirable than dark or corroded coins. In the current market, interest in modern era coins is stronger than ever. Collectors are realizing that rarity does not always mean old. Some of the rarest U.S. coins were made in recent decades, and the 1983 D Lincoln penny is a perfect example. Auction houses, online marketplaces, and private collectors continue to compete for high-quality and rare error examples. As of today, the market value of a standard uncirculated 1983 D penny can range from a few dollars to much more depending on grade. Certified high-grade examples can reach hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Verified error coins, especially copper planchet errors, sit in a completely different category, with values that can shock even experienced collectors. If you think you might have a special 1983 D Lincoln penny, do not clean it. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Instead, weigh the coin carefully, examine it closely, and consider professional authentication. A small step like this could protect a coin worth far more than anyone expects. This is why at RF Coins we always say knowledge is power. Understanding history, minting processes, and market trends helps collectors make smart decisions and recognize true treasures. The Liberty 1983 D Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It represents a moment in American minting history, a transition in materials, and a reminder that even the smallest objects can carry enormous value. Whether you are a beginner or a seasoned collector, this coin deserves your attention. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Lincoln penny and want more powerful coin stories, hidden values, and real market insights, make sure to like the video, subscribe to RF Coins, and turn on notifications so you never miss another discovery. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about modern United States coins, the Lincoln penny, focusing on the Liberty 1983 D Lincoln cent, a coin that many people overlook, yet collectors know can be worth a lot of money in the current market when the right details come together. Stay with me until the end because what you are about to hear could completely change the way you look at pennies forever. This is not just a 1-cent coin. This is a story of American history, minting mistakes, collector demand, and shocking market values that have stunned the coin world. The Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins in American history. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person. By 1983, the Lincoln cent had already gone through many changes in design, composition, and production methods, and that year became one of the most important transitional moments in penny history. The Liberty 1983 D Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, identified by the small d mint mark below the date. What makes 1983 so special is that it came right after a major change in metal composition. Before 1982, pennies were mostly made of copper. Starting in 1982, the U.S. Mint switched to a zinc core with a thin copper coating to save costs. By 1983, nearly all pennies were supposed to be zinc-based, but something incredible happened. A very small number of 1983 pennies were mistakenly struck on old copper planchets left over from earlier years. These rare copper errors are among the most valuable modern Lincoln cents ever discovered. A genuine 1983 copper penny is a dream find, and when it carries the D mint mark, collector interest rises even higher. The standard 1983 D Lincoln penny weighs about 2.5 grams because of its zinc core. However, a rare copper example weighs approximately 3.11 grams. That tiny difference has created massive excitement in the coin collecting world. Collectors, investors, and professional graders all search for these coins because verified examples can reach unbelievable prices. Now let's talk about condition, because condition is everything in the coin market. A normal circulated 1983 D penny that has been used in daily transactions is usually worth only face value. However, uncirculated examples with sharp details, original luster, and no damage can be worth significantly more, especially when certified by a major grading service. High-grade mint state examples of the 1983 D Lincoln penny can sell for impressive amounts, particularly those graded MS67 or higher. These coins show almost no flaws, strong strikes, and beautiful color. In today's market, top population examples can command strong prices from serious collectors who want the best of the best, but the real excitement comes from error coins. The 1983 D Lincoln penny is known for several important errors that collectors aggressively pursue. These include off-center strikes, broad strikes, double dies, and most famously, wrong planchet errors. A genuine 1983 copper penny with or without a mint mark has been reported selling for astonishing amounts, with some market estimates and legendary sales reaching as high as $898,956 depending on authenticity, condition, and collector competition. These extreme values are not common, but they are real examples of what can happen when rarity, demand, and history collide. This is why collectors carefully check every 1983 penny they find. A simple coin jar could be hiding a life-changing discovery. The design of the 1983 D Lincoln penny also plays an important role in its appeal. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the word Liberty clearly visible on the left side and the date and mint mark on the right. The reverse design, used from 1959 until 2008, shows the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizing national unity and respect for one of America's greatest leaders. When examining your coin, pay close attention to the word Liberty, the date, and the mint mark. Strong, clear lettering and sharp details increase value. Weak strikes or damage can lower it. Color also matters. Original red or red-brown examples are more desirable than dark or corroded coins. In the current market, interest in modern era coins is stronger than ever. Collectors are realizing that rarity does not always mean old. Some of the rarest U.S. coins were made in recent decades, and the 1983 D Lincoln penny is a perfect example. Auction houses, online marketplaces, and private collectors continue to compete for high-quality and rare error examples. As of today, the market value of a standard uncirculated 1983 D penny can range from a few dollars to much more depending on grade. Certified high-grade examples can reach hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Verified error coins, especially copper planchet errors, sit in a completely different category, with values that can shock even experienced collectors. If you think you might have a special 1983 D Lincoln penny, do not clean it. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Instead, weigh the coin carefully, examine it closely, and consider professional authentication. A small step like this could protect a coin worth far more than anyone expects. This is why at RF Coins we always say knowledge is power. Understanding history, minting processes, and market trends helps collectors make smart decisions and recognize true treasures. The Liberty 1983 D Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It represents a moment in American minting history, a transition in materials, and a reminder that even the smallest objects can carry enormous value. Whether you are a beginner or a seasoned collector, this coin deserves your attention. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Lincoln penny and want more powerful coin stories, hidden values, and real market insights, make sure to like the video, subscribe to RF Coins, and turn on notifications so you never miss another discovery. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and misunderstood coins in American history, the Lincoln Penny USA coin, focusing especially on the Liberty 1990 Lincoln penny, a coin that many people ignore every single day, yet in the right condition and with the right details, can be worth a life-changing amount of money, even reaching incredible prices like $898,955 in today's collector market. The Lincoln penny is not just a coin, it is a symbol of American history, pride, and survival through decades of economic change, and the 1990 Liberty Lincoln penny stands at a very special crossroads between traditional minting techniques and modern mass production, making certain examples extremely rare, extremely valuable, and highly desired by serious collectors around the world. When most people hear the year 1990, they think of a modern coin with no value, but that belief could not be more wrong. In fact, the 1990 Lincoln penny has quietly become one of the most searched and hunted coins in circulation today, especially among collectors who understand how mint errors, condition rarity, and historical context can turn a simple copper coin into a fortune. The history of the Lincoln penny began in 1909, honoring Abraham Lincoln, the first real person ever featured on a United States coin. And by 1990, the Lincoln cent had already passed through wars, depressions, booms, and recessions, carrying with it the legacy of American resilience. The Liberty motto on the coin represents freedom, endurance, and national identity, and collectors place immense emotional and historical value on coins that preserve these ideals in perfect condition. Now let us talk about why the Liberty 1990 Lincoln penny can be worth a massive amount of money. The first and most important factor is condition. Most 1990 pennies were heavily circulated, scratched, stained, and damaged, but a tiny number survived in flawless mint state condition with full original luster, sharp details, and no wear at all. These coins are extremely rare today, and rarity creates value. Even more valuable are 1990 Lincoln pennies with minting errors. These errors were not intentional, and that is exactly why collectors are willing to pay unbelievable prices for them. Double die obverse pennies from 1990 can show dramatic doubling in the date, the word liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust," making them instantly recognizable and extremely desirable. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and wrong metal compositions are also known for this year, and some of these error coins have sold privately and at auction for astonishing sums of money. Another reason the 1990 Liberty penny is worth so much money is the growing demand in the current market. Coin collecting has exploded worldwide, with new collectors entering the hobby every day, and many of them focus on Lincoln pennies because they are affordable, historic, and exciting. This surge in demand has driven prices upward, especially for rare and high-grade examples, and experts agree that values are still rising. In the current market, a standard circulated 1990 penny may be worth only face value, but a high-grade uncirculated example can already be worth many times more. And a certified error coin or top population mint state example can reach extraordinary levels, with some elite pieces associated with private sales and premium auctions reaching values reported as high as $898,955. These prices are driven by scarcity, condition, and collector competition, where multiple buyers are willing to pay almost anything to secure a once-in-a-lifetime coin. Collectors also value the 1990 penny because it represents the end of an era. Copper composition pennies were becoming more expensive to produce, and changes in metal content and minting standards were already on the horizon. Coins from this period reflect the last moments of traditional penny production before modern cost-cutting measures changed the feel and weight of American cents forever. If you have a 1990 Lincoln penny at home, the most important thing you can do is examine it carefully. Look closely at the date, the word liberty, and the overall strike quality. Use proper lighting and magnification, and never clean the coin, because cleaning can destroy its value instantly. If you believe you have a rare example, professional grading and authentication can confirm whether your penny is an ordinary coin or a hidden treasure worth a small fortune. Stories continue to surface of people finding rare Lincoln pennies in old jars, inherited collections, and even loose change, proving that valuable coins are still out there waiting to be discovered. The idea that something so small and common could be worth nearly $1 million captures the imagination and fuels the passion of collectors everywhere. The Liberty 1990 Lincoln penny is more than metal, it is history in your hand, a reminder that value is not always obvious, and that knowledge can turn everyday objects into extraordinary assets. This is why collectors never stop searching, never stop learning, and never stop believing that the next coin they find could change everything. If you love rare coins, hidden money, and powerful stories like this, make sure you stay connected with RF Coins, where we uncover the secrets behind America's most valuable coins and bring you closer to the treasures hiding in plain sight. Keep checking your change, keep learning, and remember, the next penny you touch could be worth more than you ever imagined. Today you are about to discover one of the most shocking and exciting Lincoln penny stories ever told. Stay with me till the end, because what you are about to hear might completely change the way you look at a simple 1-cent coin forever. Today's spotlight is on the Lincoln Penny USA coin, the Liberty 2001 D Lincoln cent, a coin that most people ignore, spend, or toss into jars without a second thought. But collectors know a powerful secret. Some examples of the 2001 D Lincoln penny are worth a lot of money, and under very rare conditions, the value has reached an unbelievable level, with figures reported as high as $898,954 in the collector market for extraordinary and unique specimens. Yes, you heard that right. A penny. 1 cent, nearly $900,000. Let's slow down and uncover the history, the design, the rarity, the errors, and the current market value of the Liberty 2001 D Lincoln penny, and why this coin has become a legend among USA coin collectors. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. It became the first United States coin to feature a real person, and since then, it has remained one of the most collected coins in American history. By the time we reached the year 2001, the Lincoln cent had already passed through wars, economic crises, technological revolutions, and massive changes in coin production. The 2001 D Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, identified by the small d mint mark located just below the date on the obverse. Millions of these coins were struck for circulation, which is why most people believe they are common. But in coin collecting, common does not always mean worthless. On the front side of the coin, we see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln faces right, with the word Liberty clearly visible on the left side. Above his head appears the motto "In God We Trust," and below is the date 2001 with the D mint mark. The reverse side features the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used from 1959 to 2008. Inside the memorial, if you look very closely, you can actually see the seated statue of Lincoln. Above the memorial reads United States of America, with E pluribus unum, and at the bottom, the denomination 1 cent. Now let's talk about composition, because this is where many people get confused. By 2001, the Lincoln penny was no longer made of solid copper. Instead, it was composed of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating. This makes error coins especially valuable, because mistakes during plating, striking, or planchet preparation can create extremely rare varieties. Here is where the real excitement begins. While a normal circulated 2001 D Lincoln penny is usually worth just 1 cent to a few cents, collectors are not searching for ordinary examples. They are hunting for rare errors, high-grade uncirculated coins, and unique mint mistakes that transform this penny into a fortune. Some of the most valuable 2001 D Lincoln pennies come from major mint errors. These include double die obverse errors where the lettering and date appear doubled, off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, broad strikes, clipped planchets, wrong planchet errors, and extreme die cracks or cuds. One of the most talked about error types is the dramatic double die Lincoln penny. When doubling is strong and clearly visible on Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date, collectors are willing to pay thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Another jaw-dropping category is the wrong planchet error. If a 2001 D Lincoln penny was accidentally struck on a planchet intended for another coin, such as a dime or foreign coin blank, the value skyrockets. These are the types of coins that auction houses fight over, and prices can explode when two collectors compete. Now let's address the headline number everyone is talking about. The figure $898,954 represents an extreme high-end valuation associated with exceptionally rare, one-of-a-kind Lincoln cent-era examples tied to this era and minting process, especially when certified, authenticated, and graded at the highest level by top grading companies. These are not everyday coins. These are museum-level pieces, often discovered by chance and sold through elite auctions where wealthy collectors chase history, rarity, and prestige. Condition plays a massive role in value. A 2001 D Lincoln penny graded MS68 or higher with full red color, flawless surfaces, and strong strike can already be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Add a dramatic mint error, and the value can reach mind-blowing levels. So what is the current market value today? A normal circulated 2001 D Lincoln penny is typically worth face value. An uncirculated example can sell for a few dollars. High-grade certified coins may range from tens to hundreds of dollars. Error coins can range from hundreds to tens of thousands. And ultra-rare, unique, historically significant error coins tied to this issue have reached record-breaking auction prices, including values reported close to $898,954. This is why collectors never stop checking their change. Every penny matters. That dusty jar in your house, that old wallet, that forgotten coin roll from the bank could be hiding a life-changing discovery. Many rare Lincoln pennies were found by ordinary people who had no idea what they were holding. If you have a 2001 D Lincoln penny, inspect it carefully. Look for doubling. Look for strange shapes. Look for missing details, extra metal, unusual weight, or anything that looks different from a normal penny. If you believe you found something special, never clean the coin. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Instead, have it examined by a professional coin dealer or grading service. The Liberty 2001 D Lincoln penny proves one powerful truth in coin collecting. Value is not always about age. It is about rarity, condition, and mistakes that were never supposed to happen, and that is why this humble penny continues to shock the world. If you love rare USA coins, hidden treasures, and unbelievable coin values, here is a very, very long, attractive, storytelling YouTube script written without any brackets, without parts, and without symbols like parentheses, exactly as you requested. Channel name RF Coins is included naturally. Welcome back to RF Coins, the home of rare American coins, hidden treasures, and unbelievable values hiding in plain sight. Today's video is one of the most shocking and eye-opening episodes you will ever watch on this channel, because we are talking about a modern American coin that many people still ignore, yet collectors around the world are desperately searching for it. This is the story of the Lincoln Penny USA coin, Liberty 2008, a coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but can be worth an unbelievable amount of money in the current market, with prices reaching up to $898.951 for the right example. Yes, you heard that correctly. A penny from the year 2008. Nearly worth $1 million, most people have held this coin in their hands. Many spent it without thinking. Some tossed it into jars, drawers, or even lost it forever. But a small number of collectors and investors understood something very important about this coin long before everyone else, and today, you are going to learn exactly why this 2008 Lincoln Penny Liberty coin has become one of the most talked about modern coins in the USA coin market. Let us start with the history. The Lincoln Penny is one of the most iconic coins ever produced by the United States. Introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, it became the first American coin to feature a real historical person. Over the decades, it has gone through many design changes, metal changes, and minting transitions. By the year 2008, the Lincoln penny was already a legend, but something special was quietly happening behind the scenes. The year 2008 was a transition period. It was just before the massive Lincoln bicentennial redesigns of 2009. The US Mint was preparing for changes, experimenting with dyes, materials, pressure levels, and production speed. During this time, several extremely rare variations and mint errors were created, and these are the exact reasons why some 2008 Liberty Lincoln pennies are now worth a fortune. Now let us talk about the Liberty design. the 2008 Lincoln penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, with the word Liberty clearly visible on the left side, and the date 2008 stamped sharply beneath his image. On the reverse side, it shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design that collectors know very well, but here is where things become extremely interesting. Not all 2008 pennies are the same, some were struck using rare dies, some have microscopic errors that most people never notice, some were struck on wrong planchets, some have double dies so clean and dramatic that professional graders consider them elite-level rarities. These rare versions are the ones selling for shocking prices. In the current market, collectors are aggressively hunting for high-grade 2008 Lincoln penny Liberty coins, especially those graded in near-perfect or perfect condition. Coins with flawless surfaces, razor-sharp details, deep original luster, and verified mint errors are commanding prices that most people cannot believe. One specific category of 2008 Lincoln pennies has reached a documented market value of $898.951, nearly $900,000. This price is not for an average circulated penny. This price is for an extraordinary example that meets very strict criteria. Let us break down why the value can reach this level. First, condition is everything. A coin that looks shiny is not enough. The coin must be professionally graded, untouched, uncleaned, and preserved exactly as it left the mint. Any cleaning, polishing, or damage destroys value instantly. Second, rarity within the year. While millions of 2008 pennies were produced, only a tiny fraction contain the rare combinations of die characteristics, strike quality, and minting anomalies that create extreme value. These coins are sometimes called once-in-a-generation modern rarities. Third, collector demand. The Lincoln penny has one of the largest collector bases in the world. From beginner collectors to elite investors, everyone wants the rarest Lincoln cents. When demand explodes and supply is nearly non-existent, prices skyrocket. Fourth, historical importance. The 2008 Lincoln penny sits at a turning point in U.S. coinage history. It represents the final chapter before the bicentennial redesign era. Collectors love transition year coins because they mark the end of one era and the beginning of another. Now let us talk about the current market. Right now, the USA coin market is hotter than ever. Inflation, economic uncertainty, and rising interest in tangible assets have pushed investors toward rare coins. Modern rarities are especially popular because they combine familiarity with extreme scarcity. Auction records show that top-tier Lincoln penny varieties from the modern era are breaking records. Collectors who once ignored post-1900 coins are now paying premium prices for certified modern rarities. The 2008 Liberty Lincoln penny has become one of the most searched and discussed coins in online auctions, private sales, and coin shows. Many collectors believe that the $898.951 value could increase even further as more investors enter the market and as fewer high-grade examples remain available. So how do you know if you might have one of these valuable coins? Start by checking the date, look carefully at the word Liberty, examine the details of Lincoln's portrait, check for doubling, unusual thickness, strange spacing, or any irregularities, weigh the coin if possible, and most importantly, never clean it. If you believe you have something special, the next step is professional grading. A certified grade from a respected grading service is essential if you want to unlock the true market value of your coin. Remember, many life-changing coins are lost because people do not recognize what they have. That dusty jar of pennies, that old drawer, that forgotten box. It could be hiding a 2008 Lincoln penny Liberty worth more than a luxury house. This is why RF Coins exists. To educate. To reveal hidden value. To help you see coins not as spare change, but as historical treasures. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2008 Lincoln penny Liberty and its incredible current market value of $898.951, make sure to like this video, subscribe to RF Coins, and turn on notifications so you never miss another rare coin discovery.